And afternoon, guys. Hopefully you can all hear me. Just letting a few more into the webinar from the waiting room, the lobby. We've got 35, 36 of you joining us today, 20 of you in the room at the moment. So I think we've probably got a good number there to get started with. Yeah, first of all, thank you for everyone for jumping on for this webinar. So probably the third one we've done now. So we've done one with James, did one myself, and then we've got Rachel and Jose joining us from Myzone today. They're going to be talking you through everything Myzone remote. They will be touching on Myzone in general at the beginning, but this is all about the remote sort of feature and how you can incorporate it and sort of develop an online sort of training platform. You should all be muted. We'll have a Q&A at the end as well. Any questions, pop it in the chatter feature and I'll ask the guys that. Other than that, I think we're good. This is going to be recorded, so we'll post it in the group again as well. I am going to quickly hand over to Rachel as the host, which we've just got to find her on the list. She's here somewhere, over there when you need. Right, Rachel, you're live.
Perfect. Okay, well, kind of first off, thanks for having me. Amanda, your image is making me feel a little nervous right now, so I'm going to have to try and steady my nerves. And just while I get myself kind of set up and share this screen, let me do this and give you access to where. Okay, so just for a bit of clarity, can you see the screen? Just send me a thumbs up. So perfect. Look, I'm Rachel Young. I'm Director of Business Development for Myzone across EMEA, and I'm really proud to be here today to be able to share with you some of the unique features around Myzone, about what it can do to help you build your communities, help you retain your members. And this was a real challenge. Got 20 minutes of presentation and 20 minutes of talking, of questions. And it was a real challenge to be able to put together the real salient points that you're going to need. So I'm going to go through with you today with my partner in crime, Jose, who's one of the key business development managers for the team. Some of you may know him already. What he doesn't know about the nuts and bolts of Myzone isn't worth knowing. So he's here to support and answer questions as well at the end. First off, look, I'm really super proud to be launching this strategic partnership that we now have in place with the Independent Operators Group. I think, Rob, what you have done over the months during lockdown to maintain the group, build communications, share what's going on in the industry has been pretty outstanding. So on behalf of Myzone, we're very proud to be key strategic partners to be working with you and your group in the development of this in the future. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the situation right now in a little detail. We all know Myzone in terms of its basics. This is 101 Myzone. Then we're going to go through what digital options are out there, because there are so many solutions, how we've got to develop Myzone Remote. And then I'm going to hand over to you guys to ask your heads off, broaden your minds, and let's look at this a little bit differently in terms of what you think you know about Myzone, heart rates, and what we can offer to you. So current situation, we all know where we're at, but I thought this slide was kind of interesting because we've used this in the past since probably March, when we were in situations of global lockdowns, then into restricted openings. We've seen this across the globe. What happens is the UK is seeming to be following the trends and the patterns so that we as a brand are able to react based on what we've learned and where we've got to so far. Facilities have had to think differently. You guys as owners have got to think differently and got to a point where digital has become the only way in a full lockdown to stay connected to your members, to reach out to potential members, and most importantly, to get people moving. It's a real, COVID has put on us the real value of
Has Rachel frozen for everyone?
I think Rachel's having issues with her Wi-Fi. Do 2 seconds if I can get hold of her. Sorry about this, guys. Jose, can you have you got the presentation?
I'm afraid I haven't. The presentation, yeah. Well, I've got to. Yeah, I can't share the presentation. I've got it on my phone. I think Rachel's.
Sounds like she dropped off. We're just going to get her back online, and hopefully we'll sort of resume from there. So bear with us, gents.
Any questions while we're waiting? Hey Wayne, good to see you. Connor, I think we've helped you get started with Myzone as well. Connor, Jose. Sorry, not you. Callum, you're the only guys I can see. Lee Drayton, I know Lee Drayton.
Lee's a big fan. Right, I think Rachel's now back in. I'm just going to get her back over to host again. We'll go from there. Rachel, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that. Can you have we got me now?
Yeah, you're back online, Rachel.
The situation about that situation we're at right now, we are in full lockdown. Okay, the only way we can stay connected with our members is to build the community, and that's going to have to be through digital solutions. So where we're at from Myzone is I'm going to go cover some of the basics that you can use to get a better understanding of like the nuts and bolts of where we come from. So the one purpose of Myzone, hardware, software, wearable solution, is we reward effort. With the key outcomes of rewarding effort, we want to build the exercise habit. We want to keep people moving. Okay, we want to reward them for their effort, irrespective of their modality. So whether it's pole vaulting or Pilates, effort is rewarded, and it helps them feel good about exercise. We want people to feel good about exercise. So it's kind of quite interesting that Myzone started in 2011. And when you look at the situation we're at in the world right now, and go back to why Myzone was created, it was created to motivate people and make sure that they were accountable for their exercise. So it's not just the rah-rah of getting them moving, but we give quantifiable feedback to what they've actually done. The main intention in 2011 was to connect with members outside of the facility. So yeah, we know we want them in your clubs and we want them moving in your facility, but they do other stuff as well. So let's bring that under one umbrella so that they are connected, rewarded for their effort under your community. We wanted to level the playing field, so we were rewarding effort rather than fitness levels. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later. All about group training. We wanted to build the experience, and we wanted to create a digital fitness community. Myzone comes from a fitness owner operator background. Yes, we're in technology, but it's not a tech company that's gone, I want a bit of the fitness space. And Dave Wright, the creator, owns clubs, knows the problem and the challenges that operators have on a daily basis. So that's why the solution was put together. We've seen that by utilizing Myzone, what we're able to do is we can build communities. Okay, we increase loyalty. When the facilities are there, we can increase your secondary spend. People who have formed the habit and built their communities are using the facilities more often. And the punchline at the end of the day is, yeah, they're staying longer, but right now they're becoming more active. People are seeing and valuing the importance of physical activity. So we've got some stats as well that I'm more than happy to share after that. You know, members using Myzone have been shown to stay 24 months longer in the facility. Where does it come from? You know, we're a global brand and we're in our technology, so we are constantly evolving and looking to be better than yesterday and make the user experience much better. We're in 80 countries, 19 languages, 1.5 million users, and 7,500 different facilities using Myzone. So we listen to them, we talk to you, we support you, and we want to evolve and grow the product. Thought it was a pretty simple slide for you guys to really understand how it works. So what you need to do is you have a facility code, and that facility is either your bricks and mortar facility or your remote facility, okay? The user needs a belt, and that belt is registered to the facility, and the user has an account which they would use on their app or on their device. They put the belt on, they do their workout, and that workout data is either live streamed in the facility, which you probably have seen in the past, or you'll see on some of the images that I'm going to show you, or the data streamed into the app stored on their device. It's also on the app, we brand it up so it's suitable for your facilities. So wherever they do their workout, they're going to receive a communication from whatever your facility is called. You know, it be it Trojan Fitness or Joe's Gym, that will be branded on box 3, the top of the app. So they're constantly getting a reminder wherever they do this workout. If they go on holiday, if we're ever allowed to leave the country, and they go on holiday and they do a workout, they'll get an email branded up your facility that rewards them. So you are constantly on their mind shelf. And really, most importantly, we've kind of leveled the playing field with this in terms of gamification. So we reward their effort, as I mentioned earlier. And what we've done is we have made different status rankings, okay, to reward effort for continued exercise for forming the habit. What's important that you guys understand, it's not just us making up these, what a MEP is, a Myzone effort points. This comes from credibility. You know, this comes from the World Health Organization guidelines is what we've based the foundation of the principles on. World Health Organization are saying that we need to do 150 minutes of moderate or 75 minutes of vigorous activity to kind of comply and be. So we aligned that and converted that into MEPs. 1,300 MEPs ticks the World Health Organization guidelines. Because to be fair, if you say to me or say to someone, go and work out moderately, our understanding of moderate is it's too vague. Who knows what moderate is? We need something quantifiable and easy to see. And the other thing is, because of the kind of the credibility and the foundations that we are built upon, we're able to work in different sectors. You know, this is not just in the fitness industry. We're working with the medical professions. We're working with the military, the fire services, because they value the quantifiable data that we're able to produce. And that value is really built on the integrity of the data and our accuracy. A Myzone belt, which I have handily placed here, they're 99.4% accurate to an ECG machine. And that's a chest strap, and that's incredibly accurate for giving feedback. So as I said, we've converted the World Health Organization guidelines into MEPs, and you get a certain amount of points for being in different zones. You don't have to know this, the app works it all out for you. So we basically gamified it, okay? We've leveled the playing field, and we've put it all through the app so people can engage and connect and build communities run by you as kind of the leaders of your organizations to get them people moving. In its simplest form, it's all about the colors. So we're leveling the playing field. We're looking for a situation where kind of my mum could train next to a professional athlete. And you could say to both of them in the same workout, I need you to be in the blue zone, right? I need you to be in the blue zone. Or to the pro athlete, I need you to be between 60 and 70 of your heart rate max, right? There's no misunderstanding of the blue zone. They're going to put in the efforts that's needed to take them to that point, yep, to get them into that zone. and they're going to be rewarded for that. As you can see below in the different colored tiles, you get a certain amount of points for being each colored zone. I think what's kind of really important, what I've appreciated, is I used to think that I trained really hard and would always push myself, until I really, kind of a good few years ago, started to use my Myzone. It was my head that was telling me that I was working hard. In relation to the points as well, we give the same amount of points for being in the red zone as the yellow zone, because we want to create an environment where people are actually coached and understand the best value of rest and recovery, rather than just beasted. Okay, so next slide, I've thrown these images in so that you can see, yes, this is application in facilities, but when we get onto remote and understand the situation of the power of what we can do with MZ remote, is every single slide you're about to see, you can replicate in your Myzone remote session. So functional floor training to traditional Myzone, you've got your hardware in the facility, you've got your, maybe it's almost a boutique style workout or your CrossFit style workout. In different zones, you can recreate and stream this and put this on your Myzone remote. Got situations where we do it on the gym floor. This would be your cardio club type workout. We've got example people on their assault bikes, people on their spin bikes, people running in the streets, use exercises to get into specific zones through a cardio style workout. Clearly we're kind of in group training. Indoor cycling is a really interesting concept. You know, if you, as the clubs are closed, what are you doing with your equipment? I've seen that most of you are lending your equipment out. Is this something that you can create your own almost Peloton style workout across your communities? Boxing style workouts, tennis. I thought this was kind of quite interesting. I wanted to throw this slide in to show that you can see we're applied in all sorts of different scenarios. Hit some key features that we've got that's often misunderstood, right? Myzone is, we want to be taken as the kind of true source of where your data is stored, where the information comes from. So we work with and can integrate with many different products. We'll work with your Garmin, your Strava, your Apple Watch, and it all feeds through into the app. Okay, so as an example of the ability we have to integrate into different products as are listed there. We can integrate into your virtual classes. Built into the app, there's a fitness test. Okay, you can do this live in your club, or the fitness test is done through the app. Is this something that you could build into, you know, when you're training your clients at home, either in a group session or in a one-to-one? They do the fitness test at the beginning of the course that you're going to offer. We've got to keep them engaged. And the fitness test is soon to be, you know, validated by Loughborough University as the closest thing to a VO2 max. It's based on your recovery. Really key feature which is going to drive into what we're about to talk about remote is the MZ book. So the app has the ability to book classes. You log your participants in. A coach can communicate with easily after the session with every single person that's attended that session with just a hit of the button. And the book system integrates into remote and drives the remote, Myzone remote, that I'm going to explain to you. So where are we at? American College of Sports Medicine guide tips or trends for 2021, where we are now, is online workouts hit the top spot. Surprisingly, not surprisingly. Wearable technology is normally always up there in the top 3. And Myzone, we're the market leader in the commercial fitness space for wearable technology. The third one is body weight exercises. So you guys have a great opportunity to embrace digital, to give quantifiable feedback, and to keep your communities growing. So right now, this is really interesting, and this is the journey that I know that you're on. We've got to go digital. We've got some big decisions to make. There are so many questions out there. And the end game is there is nothing like group exercise. There is nothing like seeing your receptionist. So this is to complement what you're offering and to grow your business model, no way to take away. Digital's not going anywhere. So the end game is, yes, let's get them back in the clubs, and let's get them engaged as possible, but let's have a remote structure and system that supports them in the meantime. But you're sitting there and the questions are, do we do pre-recorded sessions that are on demand that give them exactly what they want? Do we do pre-recorded sessions where they can they're getting feedback because it's integrated into the Myzone? Are they pre-recorded and scheduled? Are they virtual broadcasts? Are they live streamed? There are so many different options. Are there Facebook lives? But what we've seen, there's been a real journey of, some of these things are really nice and they are good solutions. But at the end of the day, I think as owners, you have to sit and consider what gives you real integrity of data, what actually gives, what solution fits your purpose. So Facebook live sessions are good and they're nice, but there's no quantifiable data. And actually you can have 40 people, checked in and watching, but how many of them actually finish the session or start the session? So there's lots of different questions to ask yourselves. So through this whole journey, Myzone Remote was something that we were going to implement in the future. It was a project we were working on. And we had to supersize it and adapt to the current situation to support clubs. So I think that I should be able to show you here. Can you hear that?
No, Rachel, no sound on that one.
At home or on the move with MZ Remote, you can enjoy live streaming your workout experience for motivation that makes the difference. Book in and start your class.
Let's take it to yellow zone. Crank it up, Myzone users.
Whether it's spin, HIIT, boxing or yoga.
Yellow and red, double track, 10 seconds, double track.
With real-time group feedback, you can feel that studio buzz.
Let's go short. And 3.
Then check your results and chat with your community. In the gym, at home or outside. With MZ Remote, we're stronger together.
I want to throw that in and share that with you so you can actually visualize and see the experiences that are able to be created. So where Myzone Remote fits in is it's pretty easy to deploy. It's in your systems. If you've got Myzone, it's in your systems anyway. It's included in fees or monthly. It's real-time feedback and accountability with the tiles that are on the screen, and the coaching can actually coach and reward the group based on their effort levels. So what we've done and how we've done it right now, and there are some kind of questions that I'm sure you'll ask in terms of integration, is it works with the Myzone book and the Myzone feature. We've added it into Zoom, and those two elements put together deliver you Myzone Remote. Okay, so we've leveraged that integration and worked incredibly hard to be able to produce a solution that they can have in their homes and maybe see one tile, their own tile they choose, or everybody's tile in the section. Some considerations and learning on our journey with this is it gives you the ability to scale outside the four walls of your clubs. Now, right now, and when we do open, I'm sure there will be, we will open and there will be restrictions and additional constraints, but you have the ability to run your class right now from home into your users' homes. You have the ability when the club opens, irrespective of constraints, to still host those sessions. A kind of a hybrid model where you've got a class on the gym floor or training on the gym floor and at home. You've got the ability to build your communities. The world has now shrunk, so it doesn't matter as long as if this class is coming from Derby or Doncaster, right? Your network, you have the ability to grow your network. I've always found it quite frustrating that, you know, I couldn't go to a certain trainer because they were based maybe 3 hours away from me. There has to be a way of leveraging this. The world is smaller, and let's connect them through remote. You've got intervals and timers built into the system, and we've overcome the real challenge of music licenses. As in, once you experience a session, you are able to click on the music icon, and then you can stream your own music. So listening to the coach, you can still hear the coach, and you can put your own music on. So when we did a session last week, it was Rob listening to his Britney Spears, and then I had my Bruce Springsteen, and we were all experiencing the same workout. And that's a really, really powerful kind of feature. The privacy point is really important too. We have the ability to, as a customer, as a member, as a user, I have the choice to turn my camera on or not. Then only the coach can see me. What we've found is that people, once they are aware that they can do this and see, are able to turn the camera on, connect with the coach, and the coach can go, yeah, just squat a little bit lower, or make sure you hold your shoulders back. More people turn their cameras on to get that contact. But the privacy issue and the challenges over music is something that we really feel that we've got to a good point with. We've got some incredible marketing opportunities, be able to support you. You know, you're sitting there going, great, I want to do this. How do I get belts to my members? How do I get people working? Or how get people using this? We can get enable voucher codes so that your customers or your members will buy a belt online. It's auto shipped to their house, and they are ready to your facility. You can also get people using it without a belt, your existing membership base, so that they can actually kind of see it, do it, and they just don't get the feedback. And that's an excellent way to get people understanding the value of this powerful feedback tool. It's a potential new revenue opportunity moving forwards in the future. I think you can, look at keeping the members moving right now, growing your membership base, and then potentially putting in additional paid for. Are they different courses? Are they cycling clubs? Are they couch to 5K? The only limitation with this is your kind of where you want to stop with your mindset. And it really is with what can be delivered on here. Members can't see each other, but they can see each other's tiles. We mute them so that the host or the coach is the only person that can talk, unless they choose to turn people on. And it's got the ability to live stream it up to a TV. So you can just use the Bluetooth on your phone if you've got a relevant TV, broadcast that up to the screen. I think you'll see some great examples on. I shared a testimonial on the Facebook group of how remote has helped some clubs and the value that the people have brought to them. As an operator, it's going to add value to your current offering in terms of the content and the timetable that you can create. There are no real limitations. You're able to talk to the participants. You're able to talk to them and go, come on, Billy, just push, just 2 more %. I get quite excited about it. I'm a big fan of group exercise and group training and clubs. And this is the closest it gets to actually being in there. The feeling of us all being pushed and encouraged to work in the relevant zone and appreciate rest and recovery in terms of that member experience. Coach can share the photo of at the end. You can build up the communities. They can share it on their social media feeds. And what we found is when you are sharing a photo and just encouraging people, not even encouraging people to share a photo, but when you share what they've just done in their own app, they have choice, and the majority of them choose to share it on their social feeds. So if you get them to tag in your club, that can only build your brand up. And I know some of you sitting there, may have more than one facility. You can create a timetable or a schedule through remote that you can very simply put across different sites that you are an owner of. Simple to execute. I am getting towards the end. I hope you're all still there. Simple to execute. It is, you need a laptop and a mobile phone. You need some headphones. And we've been through a gazillion different types. We can advise you on our advice on the best sort of setup. And then you would suggest you can have it up to a bigger TV screen to view the live board, or you can just view that through your laptop. This is what a coach needs, and we can help you set it up. We can help you run demo sessions. So members, clearly the members have got the app. What they need to do is clearly they need their Myzone belt, yeah, to participate in full. So they put their belt on, okay, and they've got their app running, and they can look at it through their phone. I do all my sessions on my app, and there were 50 tiles on there. I wear glasses. I'm quite happy doing it to my phone, but you can stream it up to a big TV screen. And what's great is you really do have the choice of only seeing your own tile, as it says on the left-hand side. You see that blue Tony tile, or you can have everybody's tile turned on, and it is incredibly powerful to have everybody in place. Just a quick step-by-step how they book a session. So they book the session, how they actually join it. You go to join now, it finds their belt.
Let's get ready to go.
People come into the session,
Down.
right?
Bring him up, jab cross, down, up, jab cross, then twist.
The noise is different people joining in the session as we recorded it.
Good. We're going to keep this going for the full minute.
Okay, and clearly that sound is played through, yeah, just through the phone. It sounds much better quality when you're playing it through the speakers, and you can, or through your headphones, and you can have your own music playing in the background. So I think my 20 minutes, I've gone to 28.5 minutes. It's really been brilliant to be able to talk to you. I want to try and answer as many questions as we have got time for. And yeah, look, we just want to help get you moving. We want to help you in this time before the clubs reopen.
Fantastic. Rachel, thank you very much. I've claimed back the control now. There's a few questions that have been popping through. If anybody's got any other questions, fire them into the chat feature and we'll answer those. Let's just recap a couple of the questions. Where are we going? So the first one was from Tom, is asking with regards to the license. I think Jose's answered it. He's on a PT license. How does it work with Myzone Remote?
So yeah, so he'll be on the PT license, £60 a month. So it's a feature we included at no extra cost. The full licenses start of March on the 119. So he would need to upgrade to 119 a month, but not have to buy the hardware because obviously it's online and whatnot. So we actually have a lot of operators starting up now just with an MZ Remote license because they don't have studios. So 119, and that includes MZ Remote.
Perfect, thank you. There was a few questions in the group before with regards to integration. The questions popped up here. Do you connect with the Wix app? I'm assuming it means a website.
The Wix app. Interestingly enough, we have had a conversation with someone from Wix, but nothing's happened just yet. So that's one for offline, really. There's nothing just happening just yet.
So fingers crossed in the future we can pick that up with you.
But there has been a connection with someone at Wix with Myzone, so we'll see what happens from that one.
Yeah, fantastic. Another couple coming fairly quick now. When casting to TV, Zoom currently doesn't allow audio to come through TV. Does Myzone allow this despite working through Zoom?
Yeah, so I mean, look, the best experience for an MZ Remote session as a user, you've got to mirror it to your larger TV. I mean, to see a little video on your Myzone app and the small tile screen, it's just impossible. I personally have an iPhone, and I don't bother with Apple TV. I've got a lightning cable that I would advise anybody to get. Costs about 40 quid, puts it into the back of your iPhone, and HDMI cable goes straight into there, and the session runs smoothly. The sound comes through and everything. So that's how I experienced MZ Remote myself, plugging in my iPhone directly into my TV through a lightning cable. In fact,
live demo.
Oh, I thought I had one around somewhere. But you know what I mean, the lightning cable. It's like a little white adapter, goes into the iPhone, plug your HDMI straight into that. Androids are obviously easier to sort of Chromecast to a TV and whatnot. But there we go, Rachel's got one, perfect. So I advise that for the Apple phones, and obviously Androids is a lot easier to sort of mirror to your TV, but you've got to mirror it to your TV for a better experience, 100%.
Agreed. Question from Lee Drayton. It's around music. I think probably might know the answer to this, but if you're streaming music for a spinning class, can that go through the system as well? So I think spin classes are more sort of, cycling to the beat and that sort of thing. So how would music work in that respect?
Yeah, I mean, Rachel might know a bit better, but for us, yeah, go, Rachel. Sorry.
So some people have gone, actually, for this workout, we're using, they share it through their Spotify playlists, and we're going to use playlist number 37 as a way to do that. So that's where it's at right now. There are also kind of conversations and developments that you could do with license-free music companies. There's the potential to go, actually, can I start this at the beginning of my session, so you tell your customers and your members what to download and what to listen to.
Hopefully that answers your question, Lee. There's a question ahead. I think I probably know this one. How do we determine the zones for our members during classes? I think that relates to blue, yellow, red, that kind of thing. And but yeah, do you want to jump in?
Is this mine or yours, Jose? I like this.
Both. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have done the MZ remote experience session with Billy on Thursdays for operators only. But it's a great way to learn on what exercises go with, what zones and what colors. But I mean, you guys are the experts on the exercises and the programming. It's literally just correlating an exercise to a color. So for example, when we do a squat crunch, as we're doing it as a strength exercise, it's important to stay in that blue zone. Okay. Now, if you're doing the squat crunch too quickly, you end up in the yellow and green and whatnot. So it's very relatable. So it's kind of, and obviously you can do a squat crunch in yellow or red if you do it quicker. So it's about how much effort you're actually putting into that particular exercise. If you do it slower, you stay in the lower zones. Do it harder, get in the higher zones. So it's zone training, if you like. But I mean, you could do squats in any color depending on the coach and how he's pushing the guys to whether to do it as a strength and conditioning exercise or as a cardio exercise. Because you certainly don't want to do a squat crunch in the red zone. It's meant to be strength.
So, and to kind of build on that is what the app does. Once someone downloads it and starts putting in their data, it works out based on the Hunt formula their percentage of their heart rates. So then it automatically puts them into the relevant zones. Yeah, it's based on their kind of the Hunt formula. And then down, as Jose said, what you deliver to hit the zones is the different coaching and your programming and your experience. Something just probably you haven't asked, but I think is really good. If you hit the red zone for a certain amount of time, I think it's 40 seconds, the app automatically recalibrates. So it takes into account fitness levels. Stop.
Just touch on that. It's now been updated to 60 seconds, a minute, just so everybody knows. It's been updated to a minute. So once you hit a minute for 100% of your max heart rate, you'll notice that the BPM will continue to climb up for the next minute, push up your max heart rate. The client receives a club branded email from Myzone to explain that their max heart rate is being pushed up. So the next time they're working out, they find it hard to get in the red zone as it should be.
So you don't have to do assessments in the club right now. This will help you. Right, I'm getting started. We're going to start on week 1. Maybe this is your fitness test, and these are your your stats to start with. This is how we recalibrate. You can really take people on a virtual journey.
Fantastic. The more questions coming through. Can we pre-record workouts for members and deliver it through the Myzone platform?
So people, can you pre-recorded? It kind of you can, but it takes away. This is live. I think when I showed you that one slide of your different options, this is all about live workouts, and this is all about live feedback. Because if you think about it, if you record it, you'll have me on the screen working incredibly hard, Jose working not so hard, and neither of us are in the session. So I think it's when I said, there are lots of different choices where you go. What does your business want? Where does your business stand? You want quantifiable feedback, instant feedback, accurate feedback. I would suggest real time. Maybe the challenge is you're thinking, I can't teach 27 classes a week. Yeah. Maybe this is where you look to grow your network. This is where you look to take on new coaches who may not be in your area, but there's a ninja up in Aberdeen that has the same training philosophies and approach and methodology that align to you that you can have in your network. Now, this is a great time to go, wow, there's no geography now. Let's get the same people who believe in strength and conditioning or whatever your modality is that I do and get them under your umbrella.
Question in regards to integration again. How do you link to Fitness on Demand, or do you link to Fitness on Demand? Jose?
Fitness on Demand are virtual classes, right?
Yes.
And pre-recorded stuff, or just live?
I'm looking at Zoe nodding her head now, so it sounds like pre-recorded. So is it, if I'm right in thinking, Fitness on Demand are more when you haven't got an instructor, you can play the choreographed classes of various types in your club for members to join?
And there is an integration with that where you'll display an effort tile on the virtual session, as with Les Mills and whatnot as well. So there is some kind of integration where you can get a tile displayed on that Fitness on Demand session. But obviously, in regards to MZ Remote or anything like that, it's all for, as Rachel said, all for live workouts. Difficult to help people feel good about exercise on pre-recorded stuff, in my opinion.
And I think I went through too quickly the slide that showed a kind of Group X or the virtual training. Sorry, that's Rob's fault for not giving me enough time. It does, like Jose said, with Les Mills, but in the club, so you can have your sessions on the system, and you have the live feedback there as well, and the Fitness on Demand.
Yeah, I just think with the pre-recorded stuff, we really, lots of people asking us about pre-recorded. People miss the class. Can I show them? You guys have an option to record your sessions via Zoom anyway, but obviously that records your workout, your coach doing the workout, not the Myzone stuff. But obviously, if we can't help you feel good about exercise, it's difficult to drive that habit and routine for you to keep putting the effort in to get the rewards, which is why Myzone exists. So why the live authentic workouts is a massive thing for us.
And I think from a kind of a personal perspective, what we really need right now is everyone needs our help. I mean, as in the world needs the help of fitness professionals, and it's help from this and this contact, because people need compassion, support, and feel special, because irrespective of how motivated you may be, this lockdown's a grind. This is tough. You guys know how hard it is, but you can't take away the value of that pat on the back of well done Wayne, well done Zoe. It just makes you feel special.
Cool. I've just seen a couple of questions come through in regards to non-Myzone users. Very, very easy. So your members who do not have Myzone yet, they're a bit, unsure about it to begin with, or whatever, don't have the money. Anyone can download the Myzone app for free, register to your facility code, for example, LD, well, it's not LD, it's PPT UK 001 now, but you register your facility code and input the belt number as 0. Now you can have a free Myzone account, book into the MZ Remote session through the Myzone app, and have the same experience. Well, not exactly the same experience, because what will happen is you'll get the same thing as a Myzone user would. You'll see the tile screen and the live video feed, the live instructor-led class, but you won't have an effort tile on the screen because you don't have a Myzone belt. Now, I can tell you the feedback I'm getting is a great enticer, because you're not going to disqualify people who don't have a Myzone belt. But when coaches are shouting out, "Hey, great effort, Lee! Great effort, Zoe! You're in the yellow zone." Hey, for those of you that don't have a Myzone belt, think about 8 to 10% or 80 to 90% of your effort levels, or 8 out of 10 work rate. Now, if you say that to me, that's gobbledygook. I mean, I might as well say, well, hey, what Lee's saying, I might as well grab a Myzone belt so he knows what my yellow zone is, so he can shout me out in front of other people, shout out my efforts, my recovery, and help me feel good. So you can't necessarily help the clients feel as good as that don't have a Myzone belt, for example, but they can enjoy the sessions. Now, what we're finding is after you run a session with people who have Myzone belts and don't have Myzone belts, the zero belt accounts are pestering you to buy a Myzone belt. And that's the feedback we're getting from Matty Hudd, for example, Trojan Fitness. I know you guys know some of that. He's already have zero belt members asking for belts this morning from his first session yesterday on MZ Remote. So it doesn't disqualify anyone who doesn't have Myzone, just a zero belt account, and they can enjoy the session without the live feedback based on their personal effort and recovery.
So what I'd really like to do, and Jose touched on it, is invite you all tomorrow morning at 9:30 is a remote experience. If you want to attend, either send Jose or myself a message. We'll get you set up, whether you've got a belt or not got a belt, so that you can see it and kind of feel it. So that's sort of point number one. That's probably the last one we're doing for a while because, and this answers another question in the group, we've put together a timetable to support clubs during this time, to support them. And we've got our Myzone coaches coaching sessions. So those sessions are also have gone globally. So you've got sessions at 1 a.m. If you look in the app, it'll be at 1 o'clock in the morning, but that's actually hosted from Chicago, and that's like wakey up time in Chicago. So, you know, you can, and that's a choice. We want to give back. We want to help. We want to get people moving right now and support you as owners. So we've got this timetable. We can share it with you.
Cool, which answers somebody's question there about instructors. Yeah, so we've got some shared classes, so your members can do our classes with our instructors, which helps a lot of operators out that are one-man shows and don't have the staff or the coaches at the moment. The session's 9:30 tomorrow. Junaid? Sorry. Question. Recommended retail price of the belt, $129.99. You guys get those belts at £40 plus VAT, and that's the MZ3 belt with a 16 hours worth of memory storage.
Question from Amanda there. A few members have belts, but they don't have a facility code. Could we use Myzone remote and the full license without installing it in the gym?
Yes, you absolutely don't. You don't need the hardware at all to get started with remote. So if you say, it's as easy, you say now you want to start remote, give us an hour, and we can get it all set up for you. We train you, we'll help you deliver it. Now, what you need to probably look at as well is go, actually, how do I get all my membership base on that? Is it the Belt Zero? So they've downloaded the app. They're in that kind of database, but your current members who've got existing belts from kind of a previous life, I'm sure we can work together to get them to the right home.
Yeah, normally just an email from you guys. I mean, the users can contact Myzone tech support directly for the app and be asked to be moved over to specific facility code or community, if you like, ecosystem. If you have clients of your own that already have Myzone belts through another facility, you can email me with their Myzone email, their name and their belt ID number, and then we'll move them over. Just because of GDPR data protection and whatnot, we need that information, because then I know the user has requested that from you. If that makes sense. But they can request it themselves directly through the help button on the Myzone app anyway.
And Amanda, I think you've just put that they're Myzone UK users anyway. So what would mean is if once we get you set up, they can move to you, and then you can run the challenges. You know, you could run whatever challenges you want across the month, either, you know, high met targets, low met targets, whatever you'd like.
Someone's asking, do you do any trials or free trial offers? I think that probably means more for the facilities. Or would that be an interesting time to introduce the email that we've got?
Yeah, no, I think we normally, when somebody have a conversation, we need to understand kind of what your objectives are and your needs and wants from the solution.
Pause at the wrong moment, Rachel. Jose, can you step in there?
Not
Yeah. Well, you're back, Rachel? No, okay. We don't have any sort of offers or trials as such. The monthly payments for Myzone always come out on the 1st of the month. Okay, so if a club is getting started on the 2nd of February, their first payment won't come out till the 1st of March. So at least they've got a bit of leeway there. They get nearly a whole month free with the system, because it doesn't come out till the 1st of March. 1st of the month. Right?
I'm sorry. I think please wave if you have heard this before. But what we'd like to do is talk to you, understand the business objectives, make sure it fits, get you a belt, get you on a remote session, and by that point we go, it's your choice. You go, yeah, I can't get this, and we'll get on board. And then as Jose said, there's a delay. There's no catch. You got to just, it's either right or it's not right. And you're the only ones that know. You get on it, you feel it, you use it. Speak to other people. Get on a remote experience session, because nothing feels like that.
I mean, feel free, if you guys want to reach out to me, we can jump on another Zoom call and I can do a screen share and show you some of the back end stuff, you know, software features for the future if you're buying hardware and whatnot. The data, the operators portal, you know, what you get for your money, basically.
Fantastic. I think that's all the questions coming through. So I just want to say thank you to Rachel and Jose for jumping on. 2 bits from me. If you are looking at Myzone, whether you're a member or not.
Sorry to interrupt, Rob. Can you just confirm that last message, Rachel, from Graham?
I was about to do that myself, so I'll jump in there. So as part of the new platform we've developed, if you're a member of the platform on a standard membership, you can email iog@myzone.org. New licenses is a 2-month free period at the start of the license, so save you a few quid. If you're an existing member, email the same email address to discuss about the upgrading to the if you're a lower member, up to the remote, or getting remote access activated as well. So yeah, there's a bit of a deal there for members to jump on board with Myzone at the beginning. And then the second note from me was, if you're not on the platform already, we're trying to make the biggest map of independent facilities in the UK. So head to independentgyms.co.uk, sign up as a basic member, get your gym on the map. We've got 3,000 gyms across the UK and in the independent sector. Let's see how many of those we can get on the map as well. So little plug from me there. But I think, guys, that's everything. There's no more questions coming through. So unless there's anything from Rachel or Jose.
No, I think just to finally kind of close off, thanks for the time. Rob, you do an incredible job with the group, and we really care and want to help you guys and want to get people moving. So if you're sitting there and there's any question that you think, oh, I'm not really sure about, just ask. And like I said, if you email that inbox, that's the best way to do it. I've had some on Facebook that I've kind of missed, so I'm sorry about that. But we just really do care about, getting people moving, being taken, for the fitness industry, respected for how good we are. Thank you.
Fantastic. So guys, thanks for joining us. There's no more webinars coming up, which you'll see in the group, but yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks.